we have not talked about this ahead of time. If I just gave you some indicators of a situation, I feel like you would know what I'm talking about. Because it was a couple of years ago, and it was that situation where we kept hearing feedback, and I kept reaching out to you to process, is this real? Like, do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do. Because we had moments, that we would go back and forth and have in-depth conversations. And I think that is a good, when talking about the process and being a person who's driving the work forward, what you can do when you are hearing feedback, holding feedback, and then trying to figure out what to do with it. I think a big part of it is in the moment when you're receiving the feedback, being present, not necessarily having to respond to it or having a response for it. It is perfectly okay to be in that space and in that moment and be like, I hear what you're saying, and I'm going to hold that, and I'm going to come back to this and just be okay with that and then sit with that feedback. And I think also what you're referencing is it's important to have partners in this process, whether it's one sounding board, whether it's several sounding boards, like to be able to process through the information, because it's a lot to hold.
Oh my gosh. Yes, you in particular have been so skilled at helping unpack layers, helping slow down and see what is before you. I remember each time in a moment, I do what you're saying. Even if it's hard, it took courage, effort, whatever it was. Someone gave feedback, let me hold it. Like, I got the feedback. Sometimes, depending on what it is, I can say something in a moment. But you're right. Sometimes it's like, let me look a little deeper and give a thoughtful response. Or if it's an email or something like that, you still want to take the time to chat with someone. But you and I connected. I'm like, all right, I got this feedback. It made me feel whatever the things I felt. I just needed to say all of them. I didn't like it, or it upset me, or it made me really sad, whatever it was. You held all the emotions. And oftentimes, if I'm being honest, I don't like it. I don't like hearing feedback, but it's so important to hear it.
Yeah.
And then I would ask, sometimes there might be pieces of it that really make sense to me. This is how I'm processing this. And I can actually see me doing XYZ in this way. Does that make sense to you? Have you seen that? And you're very honest. I think that part of having someone to talk to or people to talk to is that you choose people who will tell you, yes, that is yours. Or no, not that. Having someone who will tell you.
Yeah.
And then there are other things where I'm like, but this over here, like these parts of the feedback, that don't seem right to me. It doesn't.
Yeah.
And you just were so good at providing the context I couldn't see. When you're someone who hears feedback, it's harder to see all the pieces. For me, it's really hard to see all the pieces. So you were like, let's look at where this place is at on their journey. What do we know about these parts of the journey? What do we know about these dynamics? You provided this full picture that was, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense.
Yeah.
That this would be coming up right now.
Yeah. And again, you're making great points that people in this journey need to be aware of. You often need to take a step back and look at the bigger picture. When it's like right here in front of your face, this is all you see. And oftentimes there's a lot going on around